Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's daily check-in to twin flames energy. Today we'll do a separate edition reading to dive deeper into what's going on with divine masculines. So this will be a little different. We'll look at what's happening with them energetically, what are they thinking about right now, and what action do they plan to take towards the connection. I do have my oracle deck with me, so I will start with that and I'll pull a card for each of the twins, feminines and masculines watching. And then at the end, I'll post some messages from divine masculines to divine feminines. All right, let's get started. And I am celebrating my birthday this week. So yeah, for those who are wondering, that's what the 21-4 meant, the 21st day of the 4th month. And that's the way we write up the date in Ukraine. So that's one of my magic number combinations. And I also got a few balloons here which you can't fully see, but there are a few of them there. So this is a bit of a celebration mode. I'll do my best to do readings every day this week, but if I'm not, just know that everything's fine. But I'm also spending some time with friends and family and doing some of those celebration events, which in my case are pretty much these days pretty much all connected with spirituality, mindfulness, wellness, and music. So yeah, that's the kind of fun I have. Okay, so let's get a card for divine feminines and then we'll switch to divine masculines. So we'll continue. And I've got chopped wood. So yeah, there may be some actions right now that do not seem too glamorous or deep, you know, or divine, but just know that if they come up on your to-do list, it's something important. Like even if, you know, they look like chores and you're like, do I really have to do that now? It's like there's so much going on planet Earth, or I don't know, with the transits in the sky or whatever in my own life. Like maybe I can put it off. Don't put it off. And especially if it feels like something that, you know, is going to be lingering on your mind until you solve it, then definitely this is a sign from the universe. You need to solve it and cleanse that space, you know, like free up the energy for something else. But that's not worse, like keeping it around. What do we have for the masculines? What's the card for the masculines? I have finished doing all the horoscopes, so please check that out on my other channel, Mindful Bamboo. And I think I will start the May readings either this weekend or next week, but definitely want to do them sooner this time because I definitely will have to do some of the readings, some of my dailies up front in May, at least for the first leg of my journey. And then I'll be catching up in travel, but that's gonna be a little bit different setup from what we have here, of course. So yeah, May is gonna be very busy with travel, but I'll do my best with readings. And of course, I'll still keep doing my shows. We have the Thinker here, number 44, by the way. Wink wink. We had 42 with the feminines, 44 with the masculines. It's almost like masculines are ahead of the game now. So yeah, that's another nudge to the feminines. Like if you have those chores, if you have loose ends of like, I don't know, maybe you know that you need to have a conversation with someone and you're dreading having it. So you're like, yeah, maybe another time, have it. And yes, I also know that we are in Mercury retrograde still. So that's gonna be over on Thursday. You know, no excuses anymore. Don't put it off too long. The Thinker to me is of course the energy of like somebody who's trying to figure things out, is asking questions. We saw the energy of why the other day for the masculines, and this is the continuation of like them getting some information, some responses to that why, and now trying to understand what that means in its turn. Like, okay, now I got some information. Let me unpack it, let me parse it, let me understand what to do with it, all right? because some of the information may just not fit with the usual mindset or habits, and it's like, okay, so what am I supposed to do with this now? It can seem random at first, like I'm not sure how this is connected to the question I was asking. It is interesting, but I'm not sure what the connection is. I'll do the 9-card spread today. So the first 2 questions are going to be more generic of what is going on with DMs right now, and in the energy field, and then on the conscious mind. And then the last one is going to be the action they're planning to take towards the feminines. By the way, if you're interested in a personal reading, please reach out via an email address or through my website, mindfulbamboo.com. You can either order a reading, or there's also a contact form, and you can send me a message if you have some questions. Okay. Have the Devil, the Wheel of Fortune, the Tower. I mean, that's a great start, right? 15, 10, 16, all major arcanas. That's the energy space. And that's huge on its own. 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, 5 of Cups, and Death, 6 of Wands, 3 of Cups. Wow, celebration and celebration. I like it. The Moon at the bottom of the deck. So we are in the full moon energy as I'm doing this reading. By the way, I did a separate reading on the full moon in Scorpio that is happening, well, for New York time, it's going to be around 8 p.m. on Tuesday night. But if you want to know more, if you want to get that reading, watch the last video that I posted. Not this one, last but one now. Yeah, definitely it's Scorpio, and we see the Scorpio energy here too, as the Death is doing its thing. And it's impacting us. Like, I almost feel like the veil is so thin right now that if before it could take days, weeks, months for it to actually be felt, the energy, right now it hits you immediately like a lightning, like just like, and there you go, you get it. Right? So with the energy space here, look at these huge energies. I mean, they're huge. The Devil, the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune. So there is a lot of transformation. To me, it's almost like this is all like this. I'm seeing it as a storm, as a whirlwind of a sort, where there's certain toxic patterns of divine masculines that are being removed right now. And to a lot of them, like, it can go either way, really. To some of them, it's like a relief. So they see it, they feel it in the energy, like, okay, I dodged a bullet here. Or, you know, I was lucky for, I don't know, this person to show up and to help me with this, because otherwise I don't think I would have ever gotten through it or healed it. And sometimes it feels like a tower, just like it just hits you and like, whoa, life is never going to be the same. Or like, I never realized how much this person was not on my side. They were not in my corner at all. Right? Like, this truth just hit so hard. That is just like this energy, it just feels very raw, very it's a wound, but it's like, you know, when the soldiers is just gotten back from a battlefield, and yes, they have things to be grateful for, that they're alive, that they aren't severely injured, but there's also the shock of everything that was going on, of those people who haven't survived, of it all, you know. And it's like this shock that I'm getting here with this energy. For the conscious mind, we have 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, 5 of Cups. Yeah, so masculines are working on this new image of self that is more authentic, where they are more strict with themselves and with others in terms of what do I invite into my life, right? Like, a lot of the stuff has gone that I was used to. So what do I want to put into my basket now? I think it has, yeah, this character has a basket here. Like, what kind of resources do I need, but also what kind of people do I need? And this 5 of Cups, and you see in this particular deck, it's a definite conflict or argument with someone. It's like, okay, I don't want drama. I want people who are gonna be on the same page with me, and not like necessarily just catering to everything I do. That was one of those patterns that was gone, was that energy, energy changes, energy shifts, right? Like, that doesn't mean that it's not like I always want them to tell me what I want to hear, but I also don't want to waste my time on unnecessary drama, right? So it's like, I want to be good, but I also don't want people who are taken and have nothing to give around me, right? Like, it needs to be more balanced and more smooth. So there's a lot of rethinking going on in terms of people around the DMs and who they want to keep there, who they don't want to keep, and like, how do they decide? I'm hearing that question. So it's part of the thinker question here from this card. How do I decide who I want to keep who I want to keep close in my life, and who I want to keep at a distance? And finally, the action they're planning to take towards the feminine. Well, first of all, there's death here, but look at it. It's I guess it's quite natural that it's feminine, but still, to me, it immediately speaks about them understanding how much of transformation the feminine is going through, right? It's like, almost like the next time I see this person, they're going to be so different, and we'll need to almost like, this is death and rebirth, right? So we need to start from scratch. So this is death and rebirth on several levels for the feminine themselves, and also for this connection. And the masculines understand that. As much as it's also quite frightening, they're ready for it. They want to be victorious with this. They want to celebrate together this whirlwind of shifts and events that happen for each of the twins separately. Right now, it's like the time to get together, to exchange, to connect, and to celebrate. Like, the bravery, the stamina, and the love that both have carried across all of this. Beautiful. Okay, last but not least, we'll get some messages from my little oracle deck, from the masculines to the feminines. What would they like to say right now? What's on their heart and mind? Or would they like to share if they could honestly share? Usually it's a little easier with this deck. Just do this. Bottom of the deck. I'm scared you don't love me as much as I love you. Especially with this transformation that they know has happened for the feminines. They're wondering. Like, if you had those conversations where maybe the feminines watching or thinking, I've told you I loved you. Like, why would you be wondering? But because they know that a lot of things have changed, now they're wondering, is that still the case? When we first met, I knew you were the only one. Aww. I promise I'm working on fixing this. Children and family issues are a factor. So take it how it resonates for you. This was a collective reading. So, it's for your interpretation. And of course, if you want more information about your personal situation, then schedule a reading with me and we can take it forward. I do both live readings and recorded messages for people. So whichever way you prefer, let me know and we'll make it happen. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon.